Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you may be, or good evening. Um, Welcome to April's Crazy Therapy. This is one of my therapy sessions, y'all. So, I want to tell you guys about it. I always say I'm going to tell y'all about. I always feel like somebody's watching me. And so, I'm going to tell you, I always felt like somebody was watching me. And this was the weirdest things that happened after I left and separated from my ex. So let's see. This was about 6, 7 years ago, about seven. Um, I want to say at first, I did a cleansing. I was like, okay, I'm gonna wash away everything that I went through with this man. Um, I started like I did that cabbage soup cleansing, and I was, making sure I did my self care. I even did I want to say, what do you say? I just really prayed myself through it. Um, and as I was going through it, I started to see I was losing a little weight, and not in a bad way. I was feeling more healthier and whatever. And one particular day, and y'all don't quote me on when this happened in the order that it happened. I just remember the things that started to happen that were weird. So at first I was getting phone calls. So of course, yeah, okay. Around about um, this time, it's like okay, it's known. Everybody does spam calls. So it's like okay, but my phone tells me if it's a spam call. So one particular night, it was my phone was ringing from midnight all the way to the maybe late afternoon the next day, and it just kept going and kept going and kept going. So I googled the number. Now, mind you, I'm not saying that he is not responsible, but the weird thing about it is this man has a phone. Um, so I didn't get what his point was to go across the street from his job and hit me up like many times, that many times, from another business, which was weird because the business wasn't even open at this particular time that, you know, I was getting the calls. So I was like, okay, this is weird. So, long story short, I Googled it. It shows me the business name. It shows me the times that it's open. So mind you, this business is not open at this time. It has somewhat of an African name or something to that sort. I don't really remember, but I do know it was an African name. Following this, after this, I Googled it and I found out on the maps. Now this is across the street, literally, from where he works. So I started getting phone calls. So my brother had came over to the house one day, and I was getting these other phone calls. These phone calls were um, of a woman of African descent, you can accent, and she's like, I urgently have to tell you something, and I need to tell you something now. And so my brother is like, hang up, don't call her no more, don't answer her no more. But before that, she was texting me. So I'm like, okay, now who goes this far to do this? Like, what is your point? You decided to leave me, and that's what you did. I let you. I'm not gonna stop you. I've never been known to be a chaser. Okay, so mind you, I'm doing this, and so I'm like, okay. So she calls again. Now, mind you, this lady has urgency in her voice, which kind of made me like, okay, what's going on? What you really need to tell me? But my brother was like, nah, you need to hang up because we don't know what this lady got going on. Okay, so I hung up. But y'all, all she kept saying was, I have to tell you. You need to listen to me. Please let me tell you. I need to tell you something. And that's all she kept saying. I need to tell you something. Even in the text messages, you know. And I'm like, okay, I really, and curiosity killed the cat. So I didn't let it kill me. So moving right along, I want to say a little time after that, maybe, my dad had bought a stool, and it was this old wooden stool with the embroidery that was sewn on the top of it, and it sat but so low, you could prop your feet up on it, and I sat it out on the porch, and one particular day I woke up and it was these three. I want to say they're not yellow, but they're not green either. So they had a greenish yellow to them. So I want to say banana peppers. Um, so uh, they were lined up pretty as if they had came out of somebody's garden. Lined up just neatly across that stool. Now, mind you, I have a Ring camera, but mind you, I could not see who put them there. I could not pull it up. It was blurred out, which was so freaking weird, y'all. Weird. So I was weirded out by it. So my brother, it's only me and my brother, so my family comes over. So there's my dad, and I'm like, Dad, did one of your friends give you some fresh vegetables? Did you leave these for me? He's like, no, I wouldn't dare put them out there without anything covering it, because it was nothing covering it. It was just 4 of the peppers lined up neatly, very pretty now. So my brother said, hey, don't touch that. Because mind you, we grew up Christian, but we were also told that people can put stuff on you. Okay, and I am a firm believer that people can put stuff in your food, people can put stuff in your drinks, people can try to put something on you. You know what I'm saying? So I do believe in that. If I can believe in the higher power of God, I know that I can believe that somebody can be the devil and do something to me. So I'm like, okay, what in the world? So my brother didn't touch them. He came on the porch and he said, don't touch them. But something in my mind just didn't even lead me to touch them. I didn't even want to touch them. I didn't go near it. He picked the stool up by the legs, and beside my house is like a trail, but it has some like a little wooded area, and so the trail led to the neighborhood to the back of me. And my brother picked it up and he went over to that side and tossed it over there, and that was that. I want to say short time after that, this lady just appears at the door. She has this stick in her hand. Now, mind you, I don't know what kind of stick it is. It looks handmade, but it's a stick. Rather firm, and she's holding it. She's holding it, but she's standing at the door, but the Ring camera's on. And mind you, like I said, my brother was at the house with me. He's asleep because when he's a truck driver, so when he got off work, he came over. He's asleep. So as he's sleeping, I think he was waking up, and I was talking to him a little bit, and the doorbell rang. So I looking on the Ring camera, and I'm like, who the heck is this? Because mind you, it's not known to, people just come to my house, and so it's like, what the heck? So this was random again. This lady looks weird. I mean, and I don't want to say weird. I want to say she looked like she was addicted to a drug. Okay, she looked like she was from, and I don't get me wrong. I lived in the hood. Okay, it was considered the hood, but it wasn't. It was toward the city. Like, I was in the city. I lived in the city, but I live like downtown. So it is a part of the hood by way of the downtown area. So you have stragglers sometimes, And if you're from a big city, you understand what I'm saying. So long story short, boom. She's knocking. She does not get me to the door, because she's ringing the doorbell. So she proceeds to hit the door with the stick. She puts the stick down slowly, and it's as if she knew I was standing in the kitchen, because I'm watching her from my phone, but I'm looking at my blinds, and the way I put my blinds is you can see out, but they can't see in. It's like she knew I was standing there. Freaked me out, y'all. So I'm like, okay, this weird shit is getting out of hand. Excuse my potty mouth, but it was that. So I was like, what is going on? At this point, I am like, okay, he could have something to do with this, but this is just too weird. Like, who goes above and beyond to hire a junkie to come to the door or even do something to me? Never known him to be violent with me, but I know he would kick a nigga. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, okay, this is weird. Okay. Now, mind you, I had already knew about the girl that he was talking to. I had, word in the street. They told me about her, and that's how I found out about that they were, together, and that, it was time for me to leave him. But I had people who, told me things, and, they see things on social media that I didn't see, so they would send me messages and like, look at this, how about that, ain't this? And so that's how I found out. So mind you, this girl is weird, a little kind of nutty. Okay, so I don't know at this point, are they in cahoots? Are they planning this? Are they trying to do something to me? But I don't understand it because I'm like, what for? Didn't understand it. Stay tuned for part two.